Good morning all. Well, that was a bit of a fiasco trying to get live. Had to reset the network, and then all of a sudden everything decided to just not connect anyway. I kept trying to connect to 4G. Anyway, we're here now. And if this does happen to be a bit like scattered, then what I'll do is upload another video anyway. Because this is a Seat Mii Electric. Apologies for my voice. I picked up a rather nasty cold. And it's kind of destroyed my beautiful voice. I don't quite know where you go with that. Hello Matt, how are you? So yeah, I've also got, as you can see to the right hand side of me, my brother's Volkswagen Up. Sound more rugged. Grr-arg. Thank you. I feel very hardcore. So there you go. 2 cars on the same platform. If you know anything about City Goes and Ups and Seats, then you'll know that all 3 cars are on the same platform. But they do have different looks. Yeah, the body's exactly the same. Things like different headlamps, different grills, different styling. You've never seen an Up before, that's saying something. They've been out a fair few years, I tell you. About 10 grand when they released. But anyway, I'll get to the Mii Electric, and then what I'll do is a small comparison video between the Up and the Mii Electric. So this has an 83 brake horsepower electric motor. Offers about 160 miles of range if you're urban, I suppose, and driving up and down main roads and odd like spats on the motorway as well. If you take it into the city, you'll end up with about 220 miles. Also seems to recoup quite well too. You do that by knocking the gear shifter back, and then you will feel the regen, and it's quite strong. It reminded me more of the ZS EV when it was in, I think it was Regen 3. Now, I suppose the biggest challenge about one of these is the price. This one's about 20 grand, but dependent on grants and where they are in the future, you may be able to get it considerably cheaper. Who knows? Everything's changing like literally on a daily basis. Whereas when the petrol Up was released, it was about 10 grand. As you'd expect, this one is very well kitted out. I suppose the biggest challenge with the Seat Mii is the boot space, which, let's have a look. No keyless entry, so that solves that. Nope, that's a VW Up key. I will find the Mii key. On the key, you've also got boot pop as well. I think this is about 250 litres. So, yeah. You think that's good, Matt? I'll drop this and just look at the interior. It's awesome. It's rather funky. Kind of follows the Seat styling on, I think it was a Tarraco that I drove. It's just very, very nicely done. And the seats, I love those. Bit tombstoney, white piping, very retro. Well, that's it, haven't they? But look, you still get things like this. Paint, hard plastics. But you've got electric windows. Looks like electric mirrors as well, and they're heated, which is nice. And heated seats as well. If you look down there, you can see how the system works as well. So you've got driving modes, which is normal, which I assume is like a combination of normal and comfort, then Eco and Eco Plus. And there's the B bit where you regen. Now, it says 0 to 60 in about 11.9, but the thing about electric cars is, if you want power, then you don't tend to really go for something like this. But if you want nippiness up to about 30, and then like a nice moderate acceleration after that, then these are ideal. I mean, last night I got to the traffic lights with a Fiesta ST, and I heard a 4-letter expletive out of the window when I put my foot down, because, as you'd expect with an electric powertrain, I was gone. And that was it. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like it. It amused me, as you would as you'd expect, because I just sat there all upright in my seat, kind of gave a quick glance right, thought that's an ST, oops, I wonder how this will perform. Made sure it wasn't in any eco mode, because when you put it in eco mode it says seriously restricts performance and comfort. And yeah, it does, but the point is it makes it far more economical. I mean, one of these around here is great fun. You'll smoke most people on the back lane because it's just quick. And the thing is, it's a city car, but it's still got, I suppose, comfort to it. It doesn't feel too rigid, but at the same time, it does bobble about a bit. But you expect that, especially with like skinny wheels. Not quite as skinny as i3, but nonetheless, they're not anything like a 225. Automatic lights. Don't know if it's got rain sensing wipers. I'll have to look more into this. I don't actually know. I've been looking at the trims, and this is Mii Electric, but I don't know if Mii Electric means there's a trim as well, because the up is a move up. There's also up GTIs and up blacks and up whites and all types of things. Now, the other interesting thing about this car is it tops out at 81 miles an hour. So yeah, I mean, yes, okay, it will do motorway speeds, but yeah, I'd rather a little more power just in case. I'm going to have a look through the spec sheet now. No, I can't actually see anything about trim per se. Everything says just Mii Electric, which is perfectly fine, to be honest. But the other thing is, these cars have been out since, I think it's 2013, and they've just not changed at all. They really haven't. The comparison will be an interesting one. I mean, you look at the interior of the up and you look at the interior of that, and you will see that they've removed certain things. And yeah, you can probably imagine what they've removed. But we'll go deeper into that later. So I think this charges at about 40 kilowatts, and that will take around, what is it? So 40 kilowatts per hour is about an hour for 80%. And then type 2 of, I think it was 7.5 kilowatts. I'll just double check this because I don't want to get it wrong. 80% in 4 hours, which I don't think is bad, to be honest. Room-wise, I can sit in it very nicely. It's nice and easy to climb in, and it's comfortable as well. The first thing I noticed is when I turned the key, it had a key. Because normally I just get in and stick my key there, but no, you actually have to put a key in the ignition. It was a bit of a learning curve. I've not had a car with an actual key for some time. Yeah, now, when they first released these kind of models, they had something that sat here. And I've got Daniel's key here, so I'll just open the up. And Daniel's had it. And this is what you got. It's Garmin unit, and it's got all the MPG and that kind of thing in it. Now, Daniel's car's used like regularly, he goes up and down the motorway in it, but because it's a petrol variant, it means it can do a decent speed. Very true, Alan, yeah. Because it shows that it was a capable car to start with, and they've just thought, actually, a powertrain of this kind of type, especially in, say, the city, when it increases up to like 220 miles per range, is, well, it's a damn good thing, isn't it? Especially if you can recoup left, right and centre, especially with all these extended ULEZ zones. Decent headroom, decent legroom. I don't want to go too deep into it, because otherwise there won't be anything for the review. I've not got in the back yet, let's try it. Whoa. Okay, so I may have to be a little less lavish, but the bottom line is I do fit even with my head. Yes, I'm very bolt upright. But look, things like airbags in here, proper solid plastics, The most shallow door pocket in the world, ever. Oh, my favourite, pop-out windows. You either love them or hate them. I love them. I want them on the Mark II Golf, but that's another story. They're about £800 a set, I think, now. Now, the other interesting thing is, which I suppose isn't really a surprise, drum brakes on the back. But even things like the EcoSport had drum brakes, didn't it? So, yeah. 16-inch rims, whereas Daniel's got Steelies. And just looking at the styles of them, if we had the City Go, that would be perfect as well, wouldn't it? We'd be able to see exactly how they've evolved and what's changed, and how VW style. Now, the thing that I find ridiculously ironic is the electric one has a grille and the petrol one doesn't. Yeah, extremely funny. So there you go. Thank you for joining me. Apologies for my gruff, raw voice. That's what happens when you go and socialise at the weekend with the Hubnut crew and then go to Betty's for a cream tea. It's such an enjoyable weekend, though, I tell you. But my word, it takes it out of you when you're over 45, I tell thee. So there you go. If you've got any questions, want me to cover anything in the Seat Mii Electric review, leave them below. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for sharing. Was I on karaoke? I'm technically always on karaoke, especially when I'm gaming on my Xbox. Whether it's actually singing or just ranting, I don't actually know. You'd have to listen. Fly on the wall. Apply Auto HQ. So there you go. Yep, just leave anything that you want me to cover in the comments. And what I'm going to do now is film a quick comparison. Yeah, likewise, Matt. So, thanks for joining me. Enjoy the sun. Yeah, out and about is definitely the word, I tell you. And yeah, thank you for joining me. All have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.